Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's Javier. Super excited to be with you here this morning to share with you a few updates on a few things, all good news, but also to let you know I'm working on getting back to several people that I've been playing phone tag, primarily Mr. Joe Connolly. I know he has a very important issue to address, but we've been playing phone tag back and forth all day today. So, Joe, I know you're here. I'm going to call you as soon as this is over, and hopefully we can chat at that time. I also congratulate everybody that's doing their part as it relates to keeping this whole momentum going. Last summer was the first summer that we've had in well, ever that we worked through the entire summer. We usually take the summer off. Last summer was the first time, again, that we never took a break. We just pushed through the entire summer, and everybody made a lot of money over the summer. And so I'm very excited to announce that we're doing multiple things right now to do it all over again for those that are interested in making money throughout the summer and not just simply taking the time off. If you want to take the time off, go ahead. But just wanted to let you know we've got a bunch of stuff going on. I don't know if he's on, but what I wanted to do is congratulate Mr. Jaime. Jaime just we were just chatting earlier as it relates to trying to coordinate a date and a time to go conduct roll call presentations at the Barstow PD. And like I told him, we got to be very smart about it because when we do a whole watch roll calls, we'll do the 6 a.m. roll call, the 10 a.m. roll call, the 2 p.m. roll call, and then the 7 p.m. roll call. Barstow, there's not a lot of fun things to do to sit around all damn day. And so I'm telling him we got to have a solid plan because I'm not going to be sitting in my car literally for 5 hours in the desert waiting for the next roll call. So, anyways, but that's part of what I'm telling you about that we are all doing to keep everybody busy and profitable all summer long. I want to thank and congratulate Sandy. Sandy did something very, very good, and some of you are doing it. I'm going to just highlight her for doing the right thing as it relates to this that I'm going to share with you right now. So bear with me while I bring this slide up. Here it is, and I just want to bring up this slide right here to elaborate on what I'm talking about. We had a webinar, I'm sorry, short video got released on how splits work in the specialized markets. And in the presentation, I say that in the perfect world, you are the opener, you're the presenter, and you're the closer. And that's exactly what Sandy did this past week. She opened up a school, she presented, and she's going to handle all the leads that she generated. So I want to congratulate her. And that's just the way it should work. Again, the video was put out there to make sure we clear up any type of misunderstandings that might be out there. And I will just say one thing, make sure that before you set foot in a school, especially one that you did not open, that you have an email already sent out clarifying how the splits are going to work. So if Julio opened up a school or I open up the school, Julio's going to close or vice versa, there's got to be an email saying, hey, Julio, just touching base, letting you know that because I opened it up, I'm going to get a 25% split on everything that you close. And sure, got it. And we're good to go. Avoid any issues, avoid any problems, confusion, and all of it because somebody somewhere failed to just send out one simple email. What I'm going to do now is get to the heart of what we're here to talk about tonight to make it that much more profitable and more efficient. One of the problems that we do have within the specialized markets is that we've got a lot of people that are unfortunately working a little harder than they should. And one of them revolves around this. There are two types of appointment number ones. Appointment number one can be either A, when you actually go and meet with a teacher or a cop or whoever, and you meet with them in person to gather data and find out what it is you can do for them. That's perfectly well. About half of our people do nothing but that. All appointment ones are in person. Fine. The other half is doing or what are called discovery calls. And what a discovery call is, it's basically appointment number one, but over the phone. It's a lot more efficient. There's a lot less driving involved. I can knock out 4 or 5 discovery calls in one day after school versus me being able to handle just one appointment, one in person. And God forbid, hopefully they don't cancel on me and then I'm kind of screwed. And so it's up to you how you do it. The choice is yours. We don't dictate how you run your business. It's your business. But I wanted to give you an idea of whether or not you're doing discovery calls, the psychology of appointment number one. And so we're going to get right into it right now. So what you see here in front of you is a discovery call. Now, some of it call it the initial questionnaire, which we have one for the school campaign. Nothing wrong with that. If you're using the initial questionnaire, keep using it. But the point of tonight's training is not how to conduct it, but understand what it is you're trying to achieve. Too many agents, and I mean way too many agents. I did auditions for closers again this week in Culver City and in Ontario. And I will tell you that the number one mistake everybody made was the fact that they thought they were completing an intake form at the doctor's office. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? I mean, just black and white questions, literally reading it off the form, which is the worst thing you can do. You need to understand the psychology of whether it's the initial questionnaire or whether it's the discovery call form. You need to understand why we are doing what we are doing. And most are we're not able to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most people have never received formal training. So go ahead and hopefully change that if you would by sharing with you some of the things that I've been able to use throughout the years in this field as well. And so this is the form. Again, if you're using the initial questionnaire, it's the same thing. What we're looking to do is a lot of things in a very short amount of time. I love the 5-minute format because I don't like to waste my time. And what I want to know real quickly is, can I do something for this teacher that's going to just blow them away? And if the answer is no, sometimes there is not a whole lot I can do for a teacher. I need to know that immediately so that I don't waste their time and that I don't waste my time. One of the most important elements, and there are a lot of important elements when it comes to helping a teacher, it could be their age, it could be how much they're saving, it could be how much they've accumulated, it could be their health. But the most important thing of all in the discovery call process or appointment one, whether it be the initial questionnaire or the discovery call, is timing. If the timing is not right in their life, you're going to end up wasting your time and wasting their time. And so I'm trying to figure out is the timing right for this person? Because they could be young, they could be making good money, they can have kids, they can have a brand new mortgage that they need to protect. But if something is going on in their life where the timing is not right, either A, they're not going to get the IUL or the 403B, or worse yet, we just had 2 letters go out this week, which I hate to see them go out, but FFS just sent out 2 warning letters about negative balances. And what happens, the only thing worse of somebody not buying from you is just buying from you to shut you up, only to turn around and cancel it the next day within the first 30 days and triggering a chargeback. And once the snowball effect kicks in with chargebacks, they're almost impossible to get out of. And so that's why I want to emphasize to you why you need to understand how to correctly conduct an appointment one, whether you're doing the whole discovery call or the initial questionnaire of in person. I'm not debating that tonight. I just need you to understand the psychology. The worst thing you can do is ask the questions as they are written on the form. This is not a script. This is intended to prompt you, to remind you about what to ask, but most importantly, how to elaborate. I'll give you an example. The first thing that we want to make sure we always do is always complete the top portion of the form way ahead of time. So if I have a, let's just say discovery call or whatever it might be with, let's just say Julio, I'm going to put that he selected the date, which was going to be on this date. At this time, we met him at ABC Elementary, his full name and his cell phone number. The reason this is important is because even if I, for whatever reason, don't have a computer or I don't have the lead card, the appointment card, with what I have here on this form that's always with me, I can conduct a very successful discovery call. And so I also always write in there his name under hello and my name. Now, this is kind of dumb and sounds a little stupid. I get it. But I'm me. I know myself. And when I'm under the gun and I'm under stress and I'm under pressure, I've been known to forget who the hell I am. So what I'm saying is that we want to sound smooth. We want to sound natural. Here's the top mistake people make with discovery calls. Now I am going to focus on discovery calls because I'm watching them. They are interviewing somebody versus having a conversation with them. And that just threw it all out the window. And so it has to be natural. So this is just to give you an example of some of the very short topics to touch upon. And if you forget half of them, don't worry about it. As long as it's out. And here's what most were doing. Hello, Julio. This is Javier with National Life Group. How are you?
Good.
Julio,
Good.
great. I'm calling for your 5-minute pension maximization discovery call to ask you questions to better serve you. Okay?
Okay.
Great. How is your day going so far? I mean, and just hang up. Just hang up and go throw up or something. I mean, it's just horrible. And that's only due to one reason, lack of practice. So I'm not asking you. We never grade anybody on a word by word. Okay, Julio, you're doing it now. I'm not saying, oh, you skipped National Life Group. Oh, you skipped How Are You? Oh, you skipped. We don't care about that. If you could just pick up the phone and say, hey, Julio, how are you? This is Javier Rodriguez with National Life. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Perfect. Listen, the reason I was calling you is because obviously we have the appointment for your 5 minute discovery call to help you maximize your pension. Okay.
Yes.
Listen, I'm not going to take much of your time. I know you got a bunch of stuff to get ready for a class tomorrow. So I just want to ask you a few questions to better serve you. Fair enough?
Perfect. Yes. Sounds
That's
good.
it. And that person would get a 10, even though it was nowhere near, because it was the spirit of what we are trying to do is get a feel for them. Are they going to play along? Are they going to talk to me? Are they going to be themselves? Or is their guard so high up that this is going to be painful for both of us? And then at that point, of course, we're in trouble. And this is where we get into the psychology. And I do mean the psychology of the discovery call or this or of initial appointment number one, which we use the initial questionnaire. It doesn't matter. Now, again, here's what some people that didn't do too well were doing. Okay, Julio, what is your age?
50.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have kids?
Yes.
Their ages?
7.
Okay. Your years of service
12.
and your retirement age, please.
No idea.
And so that's exactly how it goes down with the teacher, because what we want to make sure we do, we want to close them. The only reason you should ever get together with the teacher or a police officer for appointment number two is only one reason. Who can tell me what the reason would be to hold appointment number two? What would it be?
Close them.
To take an application. If you cannot end appointment number one, knowing that what you're going to do for them is going to blow them away, you shouldn't have an appointment number two because it's going to be painful for both. Now, a little bit of a difference would be this. Well, first of all, let me just confirm your age. How old are you as of right now, Julio? Make it up, but you don't have to, please.
50.
Perfect. Okay, 50. And are you married?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just curious. How long have you been married?
10 years.
Oh, wow. Has it gone by pretty fast, or would you say
Yes. Very quick.
very
Feels like
quick?
yesterday.
I know, I understand. I've been married a little over 30 years, and I can tell you this flown for me as well. And so I think you're going to enjoy what's coming. And so I wish you the best there. Now, how many
Thank you.
kids? Do you have any kids, Julio?
I do. I have one
Okay.
7-year-old.
And how old is he or her?
Her 7.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Again, that's the
Thank
true
you.
blessing for having a daughter. I have 3 of them. So, like I said,
Nice.
you have more, you end up with just this one daughter. It's a true blessing. And I'm sure you want the world for her, right?
For sure. Yes.
I'm sure you want to send her to college. I'm sure you want to help her with her wedding. I'm sure if you can, you would love to help her out
Everything.
with her
Everything.
first home, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to show you how we can help you with that as well. And as of today, how many years of service do you have with not just the district, but CalSTRS as a whole? If you worked in any other district, how many years do you have so far?
15.
15. Got it. Okay, 15. Perfect. And then a very important question. Julio, I don't know if you've given this any thought, but at what age would you like to retire realistically, considering how many years you intend to give the district or CalSTRS as a whole? At what age do you think to yourself wanting to retire?
Yesterday, but
You know what?
realistically, 65.
65. Okay. The reason that I chuckled is because, first of all, number one answer we get from teachers is either yesterday or last week. So you're in the right boat, and I'm with you. 65 is a great year. It will help you max out what's called your payout factor, which I'll share with you. But let me ask you a question. When you retire, Julio, you are going to receive a pension that's going to represent a portion, a percentage, if you would, of your final year's salary for the rest of your life. Now, based on what you maybe have heard from other teachers, or maybe you pulled up your retirement report, what do you think you're going to be receiving as a pension when you do retire at, let's just say 65?
70%.
70. Perfect. Okay, I mean, I think you're in the ballpark. Okay, 70%. Perfect. Okay. Now, let me ask you another question. If you were given the choice, how much income based on your final year's salary would you like to walk away with for the rest of your life?
All of it. 100%.
Oh, I mean, it's doable. If you have enough time and your budget is aggressive enough, you can do 100. We've got teachers, by the way, just so you know, Julio, we've got teachers that are making more money retired than they were making while they were working, putting up with the stress of the classroom because they did the right thing at the right time. And hopefully I can get you. Now, let me ask you a simple question because I'm just by computing with what I'm seeing right now. Would you object to me maybe help you getting out of your career instead of 65, like maybe 62 with the same amount of money?
Of course. Yes.
Well, that's going to be my first goal right out of the gate that I'm going to work hard to make happen. Now, Julio, do you have any life insurance currently outside of what the district gives you? Because you know they only give you a $50,000 group insurance.
No, I do not.
Oh my God, you're married. You've got a beautiful 7-year-old daughter with no insurance. Well, you know, Julio, as a general rule of thumb, when it comes to life insurance, you want to have between 5 to 10 times your annual income to make sure that not just your wife, but also your daughter is taken care of in case something happens to you. Obviously, she can still be sent off to college, help her, like we said earlier, buy that first home, and a bunch of other stuff that you can literally do with the right kind of coverage. But I get it for whatever reason, but I'm sure it's part of the reason you're here. But we'll come back to that later on. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Perfect. Now, are you currently saving anything for your retirement outside of your pension? Not your CalSTRS, but outside of that. Anything at all?
I thought about a 403b, but I just never knew how to get started.
Okay, so you obviously understand the importance of saving outside of your pension because, like you said, you think that CalSTRS is going to give you 70%, but you want 100%. That's a 30% shortage right there, and so you're going to have to do something outside of your pension if you want to get anywhere close to that 70%. So the good news, Julio, you have plenty of time right now to implement something as long as you do something. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind and you're going to be like most teachers, retiring on a Friday and coming back to the classroom as a sub the next Monday, not because they're bored, but because they're broke. And I'm not going to let that happen to you. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Perfect. Okay, now let me ask you a question. Considering the fact that you guys just got a pay raise last January and you got a pay raise the January before that as part of your contract negotiations, what do you think you can save on a monthly basis in the form of a contribution to make that 100% retirement income you want a reality? Now, considering the fact that you already know you should be saving X amount of dollars, what do you think you can contribute on a monthly basis to make that goal a reality? What would you say?
$1,000.
Okay, we'll call it 1,000, and I think that can definitely help you get very close, if not surpass the 100%. So we'll just put that for right now. Obviously, you haven't started anything else. Great. Now, Julio, do you use any tobacco products at all?
No.
Great. And now, do you have any significant health issues?
No.
And are you taking any medications right now for anything? Like prescriptions? No? Perfect. Okay. So one last thing, I just want to confirm, what is your exact date of birth? Because this is based on your nearest age. What would it be?
November 1st, 1975.
Got it. November 1st. Okay, got that. And I got that. Perfect. Okay. Well, Julio, I have everything that I need. And my sole purpose in life right my sole purpose in life is going to be to help you get to that, or at least as close as possible to that 100% lifetime income. And if I can, I want to do it on budget. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get all this done. I'm going to prepare a very comprehensive report for you so you understand exactly where you stand, what you stand to receive if you do nothing, but most importantly, how you can get to that 100% or more based on your budget as well. My next available slot, and I do need you for about 20 minutes because it's going to be obviously a little more extensive to debrief you on all of your options and results. It has to be after school, and my next available slot is either next Tuesday or next Wednesday, anytime after 3, including up to 8 p.m. What day works best for you?
Tuesday at 4.
Perfect. I'll put you down for Tuesday at 4 p.m. It'll be the same link that I sent you, but you're going to receive a reminder text just like you got one right now. And I look forward to speaking to you at that time. All right?
Likewise, I can't wait.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. And cut. And so at that point, I set him up. Now, the only thing I didn't do on purpose, and the reason I didn't do it is because most agents haven't got themselves there yet. Because here's the magic question. Here's the way that you close somebody, not only in appointment number 2, but in appointment number 1. And the one thing that I would have done that I'm not going to tell you to do would have been simply ask him a following question. Now, I don't know if he's still here. I think he literally went away and he's going to wait for me for next Wednesday, whatever the hell he chose, because he disappeared on me. But here's the question that I can wrap it up with. I need to know right now whether Julio is going to play or not. If you want to go waste your time with people who are not serious about it, then you go waste your time and you're going to be the one that whines about how they just ghost you and they don't call you back. And that's because of you, because you could have found that out. I'm not saying I close everybody, but I'm saying that the ones I'm not going to close, I find out about on appointment number one. And here's the question that I'm going to ask Julio, even though he's not here. And so, okay, perfect. Julio, I have everything that I need. I'm going to put together a very comprehensive report that's going to show you where you are according to CalSTRS, but also how to make sure that you do hit that goal of 100% income for the rest of your life, which most teachers, by the way, don't ever get a chance to do, or they learn how to do it and it's too late. So here's my question to you, Julio. If I can come back and show you a plan that works within the safety net of the LAUSD retirement plan program, and I'm able to get you from the 70% you think you're going to get to the 100% income for the rest of your life that you want, and I'm able to do it within budget, can you think of any reason on why you wouldn't implement the plan? Now, when you learn to ask that question, your stock just went up like you wouldn't believe. Because what you just did, you put that person on the spot, not in front of you, but in front of themselves to see and show themselves how serious they are about what they just told you. Very, very, very powerful. Because number one objection you might get right there, well, as long as it's within my budget, I mean, I only have 300, 500, 1,000, whatever it might be. Oh no, that's what I was saying, within budget. Otherwise, I completely agree with you. But if it do come in within budget, well, no, I can't. And once they say that, they've committed that if you show them something, they are going to move forward. And that's exactly because here's the ultimate test. The ultimate test that I ask everybody I train is this. Okay, so cut appointment number one, in person or via the phone, discovery call. I don't care how you did it. It's over. My question to you is, when you go back, the way you want to start every appointment number two is small talk, transition, small talk, transition, small talk, transition. Shut up. Small talk. First of all, my guide left already. So Julio, I need somebody to play. Anthony, are you there, Anthony? LeBlanc, I think it's Mr. LeBlanc. Anyways, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, if Julio was still around, I'm going to start appointment number two, the one and only way I start every single appointment number two.
I'm here, Javier.
Anthony, there you are. So, okay, so Anthony, we just completed the preliminary one. I asked Anthony, if I can come back and show you a plan that can help you get from the 70% you think you're going to get from CalSTRS to the 100% that you want, and by the way, that you need, because the cost of living is going to continue to increase, and CalSTRS, unfortunately, does not give pay increases in retirement that keep up with inflation, statistically speaking. And so the question for you is this: if I can show you a plan that can help you get from the 70% you think you're going to get to the 100% I think you deserve, Anthony, and I'm able to do that within the safety net of the LAUSD retirement program, and I'm able to do that within budget, Anthony, can you think of any reason why you wouldn't implement that plan?
No, if you can do it within budget and within the
And
whole
if I
safety of
can't,
the district.
I can't. Perfect. Okay, Anthony, that's what I just wanted to make sure that you're going to understand, because my job is to go back and make it a reality for you. And if I fail, I'll be the first to tell you as well. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Perfect. So cut. We're down. Now here we are, appointment number two. The way I start every single appointment number two, it's a test for me, first of all, because how many you close will depend a lot on how you feel about what you're bringing to the table. If I'm telling Anthony, here's what I need you to do. I need you to meet with teacher, Mr. So-and-so, for appointment number two, and hand him this check for $1 million that National Life Group just donated to him for his retirement. I guarantee you, Anthony would walk in that room with a pep in his step. He would probably be gathering teachers. Everybody, you want to see this. You're going to want to see what's about to happen in classroom 4, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. He will have that kind of, but yet, unfortunately, most people don't feel they have that $1 million check. They're thinking, man, I really need to sell. I really want to make this sale. I need to pay my mortgage, my rent, my car payment. I really need this money. And that's not what you want to bring to the table. You are walking in with $1 million check. And so the test is always the same thing. Can you say this truthfully? And phone rings. I'm meeting with Anthony via Zoom for appointment number 2. Hey, Anthony, remember, small talk and transition. Small talk, transition. And the reason you want to transition quick, too many people burn too much time in stupid talk that only eats into your closing time at the end and have to have an appointment number 3. And then by that time, they cool off and they don't buy. So, Anthony, good to see you again, my friend. How you doing today?
Great.
Listen, I just want to, first of all, thank you for your time once again. And Anthony, I'm going to get right to it. I've got something to share with you. And basically, I've got good news and I also have some great news. I don't know what you want to hear first.
Let's start with the good news.
Let's start with the good news. The good news is that I did the math and you were short. You were shorting yourself a little bit. CalSTRS is going to give you a 72% pension if you retire at 65, which is great. It's a little more than you thought. However, what I was able to do is put a plan together for you that if you get approved, because there is a big catch here, and I'll cover that at the end. If you were get approved, it would take you from 72% to 101%. Can you live with a 1% more income than I was trying to get you to begin with?
Definitely.
Okay, and now the great news. The great news is that you said you could probably afford about $1,000 a month contribution to make this happen. Anthony, I actually came in under budget, and you can do this with only $650 a month. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's even better.
That's even better, right? And so that's why I'm so excited. But like I said, I do have to warn you that there are some underwriting requirements that have to be met in order for you to get approved for this program. It's still within the safety net of the LAUSD overall retirement plan system. We're approved for 3B advisors, the whole 9 yards. But based on what you've told me so far, and clarified once again, you're not taking any medications, you don't have any significant health issues, and there's no prescriptions in the database on your behalf. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, if that's correct, Anthony, I really feel good. I can't overpromise you because obviously we got to submit, take an application, and the good news is in about 3 to 4 days, I'll be able to let you know whether or not you got approved. And if you were approved, then you only need to get approved one time for the rest of your life. And these benefits that I'm going to share with you right now are going to stay with you literally for the rest of your life. What do you think of that?
How do we get started?
Perfect. Well, I mean, we're going to, before we get started, we have to apply. And so I'm going to go ahead and just ask you for some basic information, but I want to show you the breakdown, the actual breakdown of how we got from where you were to where you're going to be and the added benefits. And so as you can see here, you're going to get 72% for CalSTRS. We're going to be able to provide you with another 29% income. That's going to leave you at 101% income. A portion of that's going to be tax-free. And here's the cool part. For the lack of a better phrase, even though we're doing this for your retirement, what allows this program to be tax-free is that it's wrapped around a life insurance policy. I know we're not, looking for that directly, but you do have a wife, you do have a child, a home, and so it's an added benefit that is already included, by the way, in the $650 that are going to get you to that 101%. If you were to get approved, Anthony, we still have a backup plan. If they deny you, then we can go and just open up a regular 403B or a Roth 403B. But that's literally second string and third string. We want to get you into the IUL if you're able to qualify as well. So what I'm going to do with your permission, I need about 8 more minutes to just take some basic information. And 3 to 4 days, Anthony, you'll know whether or not you got approved. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Sounds great.
Perfect. And that's what people want. People want to be reassured, but moved forward. If you leave the ball in their court, the first thing they're going to do, let me think about it. And when you hear, let me talk to my wife. What they're really saying, you didn't convince me. You didn't reassure me. And I want to take a break. And unfortunately, there's a high probability that they're going to ghost you. All of it because we went at it the wrong way. So going back to the psychology of the discovery call, I closed him when I disturbed him. And I usually do it a lot more direct, in a more direct fashion. When they tell me life insurance, nope, Anthony, no life insurance, man. You got a 7-year-old, a home, a mortgage, and on top of that, you have a spouse. Well, as a rule of thumb, you want to have at least 5 to 10 times your annual income. But we'll come back to that later on. Don't worry about that. But I want to bring it up. I really do want to bring it up. And the same thing. Are you saving for your retirement outside of your pension? I wanted to, I need to, but I haven't gotten around. Anthony, you're losing time. Your biggest asset right now is time. It's not even money, it's time. Because unfortunately, most teachers, by the time they figure it out and they say, you know what, put me down for $3,000 a month, it doesn't help them because they lack the time. So let's not lose any more time. If you can't have that kind of conversations, and all you are is an intake agent, just like the person at the doctor's office, when you walk in and before you see the doctor, they're going to start asking away. Okay, have you gained weight? Have you lost weight? How much do you weigh right now? Let's do your blood pressure. Let's do this. I mean, that's just a questioning of somebody. That's not a conversation. Stick to the conversation. It's more natural. You're going to feel better about what you bring. And above all of this, I know that when I tell somebody I have good news and I have great news, my next question is, what do you want to hear? But if I don't have good news or great news for Anthony, then I'm setting myself up for failure. And so the question is always the same. Before you go talk to anybody, do you have good news and great news? Sometimes you do have them, you just don't know how to articulate them. That's a different issue. And I want to help you with that. That's why I gave everybody the PowerPoint. I tell them, go home, go to the office, type up the numbers, and use the PowerPoint. And when you do that, it's amazing. Amazing what you're going to be able to show them of their great news. And even if they're now, in this example, I told him that I told Anthony, you went at 100, I got you 101. That's the good news. What's the great news? I was able to do it at the $1,000. I don't have to lower it, but that is an option that you can use to modify it as you see fit. What I want to do is turn it over to you guys to see if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns before we wrap it up. But I'm hoping this kind of helps you see what it is we're supposed to be bringing to the table. And too many agents have no clue. They're just simply order takers. We had somebody say, as an example, what's your budget? Okay, the person's 51 or 52 years old. My budget's $100 a month. Okay, that's good. No, it's not good. No, no. What on earth do you think you're going to do with $100? You really need to go home and run an illustration to see that for $100 for a 53-year-old, they're going to get $30,000 of permanent life insurance and about 50 cents a month of income at the end. You stop them and say, look, listen, I understand the whole $100, but what I'm asking for is if you already saved 200, maybe add 100, that's 300. But to be very honest with you, you do have some time ahead of you. But if you're 50 and you want to retire at 62, that's 9 years. You don't have a lot of compounding left. And you need to stop them. You need to be in control. This is your, whatever you want to call it, interview. This is going to be your discovery call. This is your appointment number one. You cannot do that. And I'm stopping people and say, hold on, what do you mean that's good? That's not good. That's horrible. We cannot do that to people and expect to somehow end up with a sale or something like that. I would never go back to talk to a 53-year-old with my $100 a month illustration. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. And so that's why I'm sharing this with you to do that. Questions from anybody or any thoughts from anybody at all? Anything before we wrap it up?
Quick question, Javier. So when you're
Please.
doing a 5-minute discovery call and you come to the point where you're looking at the expected pension amount, are you doing the calculation based on that first line, or are you hoping that they know kind of where they're going to be?
Oh, that's a great question. Here's what we do. We go off the bottom line. And so I don't have it in front of me right now, but when we do the CalSTRS, the percentages we're going, I'll give an example. If in this example, Anthony said he wants 100%. Okay, 100%. Now, if I need to come up with the difference between 100% of 120,000 and the 70,000, that's a big number. But if I come up with, and that's a whole different class on how to reach that number and be the hero every single time if you do the math the right way. Most agents do it the wrong way and they fall short. And they have to come back and say, well, I've got okay news and I've got bad news. Bad news is you're too old and you're too broke. Well, if that is true, you could have caught that. I had a deputy the other day. I'm not going to get too much into it, but she's telling me, hey, I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm like, well, long as the budget allows, you could get 105%. And when we got to the budget part, she's like, $75. I go, $75 for what? I don't get it. That's what we allow. She goes, my wife is a doctor. She makes very good money, but we spend everything. We're horrible. We spend everything. So you're going to have to work with $75. And I go, you know what? With all due respect, you're being delusional. And I will tell you that I think it would be better if you guys went to some type of counseling or something and worked on budgeting, and maybe we get together again in a year. And when we get together in a year, see if things have changed, because the way things are right now, you have no hope. I'm not even going to run it. I'm not even going to show it to you. And that was the end of that. I never went back, and I didn't put her on my calendar. She said, yeah, put me down for a year from now. Hell no. Because I can tell you right now, I want nothing to do with that. Next, we have an endless ocean of preset appointments here. We still have 16 we're trying to place from the last police roll calls that we did. And so you need to get them in or get them out fast. Why are you going to play footsie with somebody who wants to do it for $75 or for $100, but yet they want 100%? And then you're still telling them that you're going to see what you can do? What the hell can you do? Unless you have pixie dust or something like that, or unless you're going to write them a check. I'll tell you what you're going to do. Nothing. You're going to waste your time. We had an agent. We went to see, I'm not going to say who, but the agent, I think, is here. We went to see a person, a teacher, and the teacher starts giving us this sob story, which was sad. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not. And the last thing the agent said, all right, so we'll see you next week, Thursday after school. And I looked at her and I said, you're going to see her next week, Thursday after school. What the hell am I going to come for? Well, at least to give her the bad news. You can give her the bad news face to face. And if you don't have what it takes, give it to her over a text or over a phone call. You come and give her bad news, Nick. You have nothing better going in your life than to drive out here. I come from Ontario. And so let me know how it goes next week, because I'm not going to be here. And so what I'm saying is you got to protect, and you have to call a spade a spade. You can't be this, I'm here to save the world and I'll work with anybody and everybody and we'll make it work somehow. No, you only have so much time to do that. Anybody else? Questions, comments, thoughts, anything at all before we wrap it up?
Yeah, Javier, can you go over how you start that second appointment one more time real quick, please?
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I'm talking to Vern. Again, small talk transition. The hardest part for most people in sales, one of the hardest things for them to do is how do we transition from small talk to, I don't want to be rude and say, hey, let's get to business. And I'm with you, but it's super easy when you understand that you always lead by, look, I don't want to take much more of your time, or I don't want to take much of your time. And most of the time what they'll tell you, no, you're good. Guess what? I'm not good, because I'm really trying not to waste my time. And so here we go. Appointment number 2. Hey, Vern, good afternoon. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How about you?
Very, very well. How's the classroom? A little hectic or okay or what?
It's coming close to Easter. The kids are a little jumpy.
And everybody's getting a little restless. So I'm with you on that. Well, listen, Vern, I know you got a lot of stuff going on. I'm not going to take much of your time. So what I wanted to do is share with you the news regarding your retirement review. And after I've done everything that I can, I have to tell you, Vern, I've got 2 things for you. I've got good news, and I also have great news. So I don't know.
That's awesome.
Which one do you want to hear first, Vern?
I'll tell you what. I'll play it easy. Give me the good news first.
Perfect. The good news was that, as you said, you're going to be around 70% pension. You wanted to get to 85% pension as possible. Vern, I was actually able to get you to 90% of your income for the rest of your life. What do you think of that?
Wow, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
And now the great news, right?
Yeah.
The great news was that you said you had a budget of around $300. The great news is that we were able to do this with exactly $300, well within your budget.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Now
I
I have
like
to
that.
before you tell me you like it and thank me for it, I have to tell you that there is a little hurdle that we're going to have to get over because this plan is tax-free. It's going to spit out some tax-free money just like a Roth product. But what makes it tax-free is that there's a life insurance element involved, which is really cool because it's just an added benefit. However, there is a qualification process that you're going to have to go through. And based on what you told me, I don't anticipate an issue. But in about 3 to 4 days, I'll be able to tell you officially whether or not you got approved. Fair enough?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, and that's it. All right.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Anybody
Thank you,
else?
Javier.
Anytime, questions, comments, concerns, anything at all? All right. If we don't have any questions, guys, or any thoughts, I would love to hear feedback from how it goes with you or what has worked for you, because that's what everybody's here to learn from other agents that are in the field as well. And what have you done that has improved your closing ratio or even your show up ratio for appointment two? There's a big problem we have, not big problem, but there's a problem that a lot of people say, hey, they made appointment number 2, but they just never kept it. They're so busy. They're not busy. They're literally avoiding you. It's a little different because if you told them, here, I got to meet with you next week at 3:30 p.m. to hand you a check for $10,000, I guarantee you on that day and time, they will be there, wait for you. It's just that somewhere along the line, the message got crossed and they just didn't matter enough to them as well. All right. If no one has anything else, I'm not going to make this longer. I hope this helps you. I hope it helps. I hope it definitely points you in the right direction. And again, whether you're doing the initial questionnaire or the 5-minute discovery call, understand that I'm not arguing about which one works better. They both work if you work it the right way. That's really what this is. So, all right. Thank you so much, everybody. I really
One more thing real quick, Javier.
Go
Is
ahead.
your 5-minute discovery call, is that in the specialized markets
I'll
portal?
do it. Let me just put it here for you guys that are here. I'll send it to you directly so you don't have to go look for it. But the answer is yes. It's in the specialized markets. Let me give it to you right now. And just go to the chat, please. School. Here it goes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you the link to the PDF so that way you don't have to mess around. And let me just put it in here. And please go to the chat for the webinar. And you will see if somebody can click on it, if you don't mind, just so that I know that the link opened up correctly. I would greatly appreciate it. And it should be in there right now. Somebody can click on it and tell me if it opens up to the actual discovery call questionnaire. It's just a 1-pager. That's all it is.
It works.
Perfect. That's all that matters. Everybody, go ahead and click on it before I hang up because the link's going to go away. So if you want it, go there. It's also in the specialized markets closer tab, but this is just going to be easier. Anybody needs me to hold on for another 30 seconds while you get the link? If not, I want to say thank you for all that you do. Remember, next week, LAUSD is out for spring break. So you have to make sure you follow up with everybody before then. And then, of course, during the spring break, all the teachers are at home and available for meetings via Zoom, in person, or whatever you want to do as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.